Hello, Poppy people, and welcome back to our weekly leagues on Pauper Combo Walls. I was away for a couple of weeks in vacation with the family, so now we restart in a meta game filled with a huge amount of Burn, Terror, Faeries, and Clarkanum Shaman decks, which is what we expect to be played mostly at the Paupergeddon as well. And therefore we play a brew, which is actually not a combo wall brew. So I decided and tried in one preliminary league just to play a deck which is heavily pre-sideboarded against the terror and all the red variations. This means we are going to play all of the life gain in the world, more or less, in terms of creatures. So we are playing main deck for Nailia Disciple, for Sagus, for Generous Sense, for Bramble, and we just beat down. So we transformed our main deck in a ramp deck, which is, let's say, less sensitive, or possibly more reliable, at least in my opinion, than the red-green ramp one, meaning we do not need land enchantments, we do not need Arbor Elf or Malevolent Rumble. We just have a huge amount of creatures and we beat down. So the Defender pack is the standard, but again we maxed out the number of defenders. So we have 4 Sarulis, 4 Tinderwalls, 4 Battlement, 4 Wall of Roots, 4 Axebanes, and then 3 Ace the Wall, 2 Crushing Drawbridges, and 1 Tac. I started with double Tac, but it was not so good. And then we had to trim a few things because in the first league I saw that I was drawing way too many Quirions or card draw spells when what I needed was just creatures. So I wanted to have more attackers. So this time we are trying 3 off Quirion Ranger, which is sketchy, but is a sort of Lava Dart word choice, and 3 each of the card draw spells, 3 Leads and 3 Grinding Ways. These allow us to play 11 real lands and 2 additional kill cards that I expect to be very, very good in Nyxborn Hydra. So in the end, we end up with the usual 61 card deck with 44 creatures and quite a bit of attackers. The sideboard is pretty simple. We transform, well, in many chaps we're not going to sideboard at all. Then we're going to transform into a sort of Ponza deck. So against artifact-based decks or possibly the random Bogle, we have 4 Mast Vandals. We have 8 turn 1 creatures that can go to the bin, 4 Tinderwalls and 4 Generous Sense. And the plan, as always, is to try to slow them down, land attacking their lands, especially the red lands, and then try to beat them down. Against multiple decks which don't care about attack, let's say Tron or other things, we just go on the real Ponza plan. We have 7 land destruction spell. I am not totally sure about the validity of this plan because we cannot reliably turn 2 kill a land, but I want to try it out. The probably worst deck that I can think of at the moment is High Tide, where this will be our only chance and most likely not enough anyhow. And then that leaves out 2 of the main decks, or say most played decks in the last period, which are Elves and MonoU Faeries. that are covered in this situation by trying for breath weapons. Breath weapons could be useful in a variety of things, but again, it's a spell, so as usual, I'm not sure about it. In my previous iteration of the deck, I just played one league with that version, so everything is quite new. I had two breath weapons and two scattershots archers. I was afraid of elves way more than fairies because theoretically for fairies we have a huge amount of blockers and a lot of life gain in my deck. So in this league we are going to try the 4 breath weapon way. Let's see how it works. That's all. Really a straightforward deck, not too much to think about. Let's see how the league goes. Match 1 against C. Guldner. We are on the draw. We have a reasonable hand. So we keep. We are most likely not going to cycle the end. Uh, well, now it will depend on them having the ninja or the spell starter. Let's see if they have the ninja. They do. So this means we can play the battlement and we don't need to cycle. Now it will be only a matter of withstanding long enough to start chaining creatures. They have the one mind. They seem not to have a land. Here we block just in case of mutagenic growth. They have just another ninja. That's fine. Okay, they do not have the land. They did not draw it. So here we play the Axebane and we just wait. We could play the Disciple, but then they will connect with one of the ninjas. For some reason, they have multiple snaps. Otherwise, they have spell starter and a one casting cost fairy, which is not a problem because this is quite annoying. They most likely have the counterspell. Unless they play one Fae. So assuming they have the counterspell, we just play the Disciple. And they do have the counterspell. Okay, let's hope they find a land. We really need Aquarium. Oh, this is not a huge problem for us. They just filter cards. Okay, so what we are going to do is the Saruli and the Hydra. Let's see if they have another counterspell. They seem not to have it. Let's see if they spell stutter. They do not. We really need. The third of our mind is the fourth. Okay. Here we are just blocking the fairy. Let's see if they have an additional ninja. They do. But now we have the coast clear for the battlement. And next turn we might be able to start doing things. We are at 8 lives, which is not exactly the best situation. Let's see if they pay. They do pay. Where they put the stun counter? They put it on their own creature. No, okay, fine. This is what we really didn't need. So now I think we start with the saga. They do have the counters. So we are going to be hit by the ninja once again. Ah, they drew too well. I think we are dead. This matchup is very important to have. Mirror Rangers. If we don't find it, we are dead. It's a pity, but they drew 4 of 1 mines, 4 ninjas. We just concede. So here we are siding in the breath weapons. We cannot side out all the Ceruleans. I think we keep the Ceruleans, we just side out the Nailia. Let's try this way. Zero lander. Okay, this is good. Here we are actually unfortunately putting down the Sagu. It might be they have now more than gut shots. Uh, I did not consider for the moment, but we could do it possibly game 3. The Vandals, because all their, let's say, bad interactions are enchantments. Snap is not a huge problem for us. So on the play, we try the uh, breath weapon plan. On the draw, we might try a mix, including bundles. So we keep, and they kept as well. So we start with our Quirion. Need also to see if there is synergy or not for the breath weapon and the card draw spells, or better, the creature draw spells. Most likely here they have a ninja, which is very good for us. They do not. So they have a spell starter or a counter spell. So here we sacrifice the Quirion to resolve the X-Men. Now let's hope they ninja. They do. And let's hope they do not have a one casting cost enchantment. Okay, they just go the standard of one mind. So here we start hopefully doing things. And in fact, we draw nothing. And a better one here now. But 0 good creatures, which is not exactly what we wanted. Here we play the Overgrown. We had 2 very poor with the Stampedes, unfortunately. Let's see if they have another ninja. They do not. Okay. So here we are just playing another Axeman. Let's see if they counter. They do not. So we play Saruli. They spell stutter it because they have I don't think, I mean, they might have double spell stutter, Fiddle, and we pass. We don't really care about this. So we put down five, okay, five cards. So in 41 cards, we didn't see a good creature. We saw one breath weapon, and that was it. And we keep whiffing. This match might be lost. We had a good end. We resolved two good spells, but really drew poorly. Okay, so here we try the over. They do have, as expected, the second. And then let's see if they have the counter spell that in the worst case gives us 5 lives. And they have it. So, like before, multiple of 1 mine, multiple counters. Let's see if they have additional ninjas. They do not. Okay, now the situation is really, really bad. And we keep draw nothing, so we concede. We wait one additional turn, but we are dead. In half of the deck, we saw one of our good cards. Now, if they ninja, we are dead. But yeah, we are dead anyhow. They have 5 cards in hand. The probability of us resolving anything is very low. But we try. First of all, we try Query. And then a Stargo. They cannot snap spell starter. Okay, the Sagwentus, which is good. So apparently they do not have a counter spell. Or they have a snap? No. This is more than fine. Let's hope they do attack. They do. Oh, this might be a mistake, meaning the what is this? The bird could be the worst card for us. They have a ninja, which is not a problem. This is they have multiples. So we just now need okay to draw cards, play them, and try to exhaust their counters. And we exactly did that. 35 cards, sorry, 25 cards. Same, two creatures. And they have the mandatory third of one mine. Okay, so here we untap our friend. We block the spell starter and all the ground creatures, and we take 2 damages. I'm not sure, it seems. And we draw another bad card. Okay. We are so super dead. Okay. So we start blocking stuff. And we take 4. If they have a ninja, we are dead. And they don't. They don't. They don't. Okay, so we lose to what should be a favorable matchup, but they drew kind of perfectly, and we drew really, really, really bad. They even played bad, but yeah, I see nothing for addition 2 turns. Okay, 0-1. Match 2 against Ashbourne 03. Again, a name that I do not recognize. We are on the play. And we have a good hand. So here we start with getting a land with the Sagu. And then we decide based off on what they play. Another island. Oh man, Okay, Mono Blue Terror. That actually could be worse for us than Faeries. Let's see if the mandatory blind flip happens. And of course it does. If they do have only one land, it's a good thing. They are probably going to cycle. No, they do this. They have the second. So here we are Sagwing. Then we Saruli. And then we try the Axemen. If they counter it, it's fine. Lights up. They do not dim inferior. They do not, which is good. Okay, so here we miss one mana. So let's see if they have another counter. And they did. Okay, this is good because if they want to play a serpent, they have to tap out. And seemingly they do not have the fourth land. The problem is that the Delver is really killing us. So now we need to see if they have the third counter spell. Oh, they had the land. Okay. So now we need a land of our own. And we fail, but we find this, which is good. They can spell pierce, it's fine. Okay, so here we can do a lot of things. Which actually means we have 9 mana. So if I suck both, I can play the Bramble and hit. Yeah, we do it. We are dead to the Force Spike, but in that case it's fine. Okay, so now the situation is much better for us. We recovered most of the life lost So the Delver, almost half. So now they are just doing their things, but our plan is just to keep playing huge beasts. In the first version I tried, I had also a okay. I also had a Valakut invoker, but I could never use it. So most likely they are not going to. Okay, this is good. So what we are going to do now is, first of all, tuck tuck, then late the stampede, and we find a few things which are and we start attacking. They are probably not going to block. They could lose a serpent and kill one of our creatures. They could even, yeah, I mean, to kill one of the creatures, they must lose a serpent. Instead, they take 7 damages and keep both serpents alive. Here they cannot attack with both. If they risk it, they do. So they might have 2 additional serpents. If they have only one, they are most likely dead. Okay, the Faeries, very okay. They could have another one. And try to fill the void, but okay. So let's see what we draw. Unfortunately, just a forest. So we start with a generous set, and they must counter it because otherwise they are dead. And they knew we had it. Okay, so they give us 10 lives. This is a really weird situation. So we play another generous hand. Okay, try to attack. Okay, we win in, yeah, I don't know how, because opponent knew we had at least one. In this matchup, we basically do not sideboard in anything. Okay, unfortunately, we have to mulligan. They also mulligan. Okay, this is a very good hand. Well, a reasonably good hand. Let's see what they play. We are bottoming the Overroots. And then if they do not play anything, we cycle the end. I don't want to risk spell pierce on the Omen of Sago, which is Roost Seek or something like that. Yeah, Roost Seek. Yeah. So let's see what they have. Yeah, we don't do anything. Let's see if they do in the upkeep. No. This would be very good if they didn't have the land, but they do have it. So we now we can play the Overgrown Battlement. Problem is if they start playing Serpents next turn, it's going to be too slow. We have a good amount of creatures this time, but we had a slow start. They also didn't have turn 1 Delver, so it's they did not shuffle. So if they now Serpent, they probably need to play a land, a spell, or a land and tap out. But this means we can Sagu into Axebane. So the land is here, the spell is here. Let's see if the Serpent is here as well. And one is here, two of them. Okay. So very likely we are going to be dead soon. We find the land anyhow. And let's see if we survive. If they have the Demon Faeries, we are dead. If they do not, we are probably dead anyhow. Okay, so here, if I play this, then I try to play this. Okay, so this, the choice I made was to play Tac to have an extra blocker and save 5 life instead of being able to uh, use the food token and gain only 3 life. So now it all depends on okay, all of this is super good for us. They cannot attack anymore. Okay, so we start. We start with the Bramble. Okay, next turn we can start attacking. They flip with Toad Scour. They do not use it. They use it on ourselves, which might mill some of them, and indeed, 5 lives for us. Yeah, okay, so now so okay, so this is very very good. So now we make a huge general scent. They can only have a null or null, sorry. So this is now 12, 14. Okay, now we start the beat down. Maybe. So this is 12, 14. So they need to sacrifice 3 creatures to kill it. They are really thinking a lot, which indeed could be understandable because our deck is a little weird. Okay, they take 12. So now we untap our Axeman. And I'm going to gain 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is mildly annoying. They have one card left. We go back to a healthy 22 lives. They are at 6, so basically they cannot attack. Okay. 2 cards in hand, 2 mana, 1 mana. The good thing is that they do not have enough power to kill us, even with team inferior. It's unfortunate they removed the Quirion, but we are still in a good position and we have 8 life to gain. They are probably going to concede if they do not find anything. Or they are going to time out. So they do not shuffle, they do not attack, and okay, they have 1 card in hand. That, for what concerns us, it could be counterspell, but we do not really care. So we attack again. They need also 1 serpent. They need at least 7 toughness. Okay, yeah. Okay. That's perfect because I kill all of them. Okay. This is very, very good. And we get the Hydra on the battlefield. Then we play an overgrown battlement. And we pass the turn. So they know what they are going to draw. I don't understand what it can be that saves them. Okay. We are still in the same situation here. They cannot attack. Here we are going to gain a bunch of life just because we can. we draw a creature, would be very good. This is even better, even if they counter it. They do not counter it. And I think we seal it. We are going to end at something like 40 lives. No, 45 probably. 46. And we attack. Okay, and they concede. So we won against Terror, which is one of the decks we designed this deck against. I'm still thinking about the Fairy matchup round one. Maybe we should have a mix of breath weapons and scattershot archers. But I was thinking 12s that maybe is not around anymore. I don't know. Anyhow, we are 1-1 and we beat 2-0 Mono Blue Terror. See you in match 3. Match 3 against a running house. We are on the play again. We have a reasonable hand. Nothing, let's say, extraordinary. Oh, I think we just go this way. And once again a blue deck. Once again Terror. Okay, so here we just keep developing. Mana development should not be a problem this time. But we need big creatures fast or card draw spells. Oh, they didn't flip. They have a broken Delver. Okay. We unfortunately cannot do much more than that. I didn't check if they... okay, they did not shuffle. So they are now flipping. So they might not be flipping actually. Let's see. And they do not, which is a little weird. I mean, they put down a brainstorm. Okay. We play another one. So now they are flipping. We get another brainstorm. Now let's see what they have. Brainstorm. Possibly another dim inferior. No. Okay, so now we try to make them counter something which is not a rent. Let's see if they bait. If they don't, we just play the end. We cannot do much else. I did work the counter. Okay, so now more or less we are set up. We are at a reasonable life total. We have tuck in play. We just need a fourth brainstorm. Okay, we just need to draw cards. They do shuffle this time. Okay, so now card draw spell will be really useful, and we get it. Well, anyway, and now zombie creatures, please. We don't, but it's okay. At least can solve the Delver issue. And still survive the attack. We go to one. Let's see how many they have more. Multiple Delvers. Multiple Delvers is a problem. We need another card draw, or at least a worm. Oh, let's see. Okay. Uh, so here we are playing everything. Even attacking. Going back to a reasonable life total. Even attacking for 10. No, they flipped. Oh. So they actually might play DeLorean. Yeah. Now let's see if they attack. They do. I think we keep. Yeah, we take this one. Okay. We were Very, 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 very lucky. And we win game one, thanks mostly to luck. Opponent had a slow start, and we ripped three top decks in a row. Once again, no sideboard. I apologize for the voice, but I'm not feeling super well. Okay, the mandatory turn one Delver. Broken once again. Okay, the hand is developing well. Now they are going to flip, but it's okay. Gut shot, it's even better. We only have three targets for it. Main phase brainstorm. Any fair is fine. See if they start playing serpents or they have a controlling hand. Okay. So here we cannot play much, but next turn we are going to. We have only 10 mana though. And we go down to a precarious life total. So now it all depends on, okay, this is good. Let's see how many counters per day. One. So yeah, need one more turn. Here we will be forced to block, I think. Okay, so untap, we block, we block, and we gain 3 lives. Okay, now let's see if they have 6/6. Let's wait a sec. Okay, we can make a big Quirion, assuming they do not have a counter. We can gain some life. I think we can first of all gain some life. So we start with it. Let's see if they have the counter. They do not have the counter. Okay, which is very, very good. So now we just gain a lot of life. This is 8. Oh, we cannot gain too much life. Okay, they concede. But yeah, I think we have turned the corner. So the theory seems to be working against the MonoU terror. We probably made the mistake in the sideboard against MonoU phase. Let's see if we face any red deck. For the moment we are 2-1. Match 3 against Almos LMI, who is a known player. So this hand has good mana but is very slow and relies on a turn 2 winding way. Not sure if we should keep it. It's the first time I think we are on the draw. We tried just for science. Okay, we are against the Rakdos ban. Monsland. Okay. They have a very good slow start, which we like, and allow us to developing. Here we are going to block probably. No, we are not. We just take one. I was thinking to block so that they bolt the thing and do not develop anymore. And then we have a 2/3 Hydra next turn, but it's most likely. Oh, we are against something else, which is not super clear to me. So here, if we run anyway, we might be forced to discard to hand size. No, yeah, we went anyway anyhow. Let's hope to get the 1-drop. And of course, excuse me, it doesn't happen. So we need to discard 2 cards. Okay. So we are forced to discard the walnuts. Letting the Hydra. Kitchen imp is fine. The plan is next turn to play double battlement into end, and then the next turn the double nine. We are not in a super healthy condition. Okay, end is. I wonder if they can. If we play overgrown battlement and we gain 5 lives, we go to 16, 14. While if we play end, we remain at 11, 10. I think we just start gaining life to be on the safe side. Having to discard the Hydra was pretty bad, and I'm not sure it was the correct solution. So they start doing their thing. Another kitchen imp is fine. We go to 12. And they do not have a fourth land. Okay, so here we just play everything. I think we just attack, and then let's see what they do next turn. Because next turn we are presenting lethal. Arms of the Vein. We don't have lethal anymore. But still we will keep attacking with the 2-3-3s. We go to 15. So let's see what we get. Because if you get a big creature or a good draw spell, it will be nice. We don't. So we just attack with the big eyes and we put down the Axebane as a bait. This is going to be close if we don't draw another good spell soon. Because they have a little too many flyers, but okay, they do not attack. 4 cards in hand. Oh, okay. And these should be it. So luck is really on our side today. Did we? I don't know why the Saruli Gatekeeper is lighted because I can add one additional mana. So we just attack. We are 30-30, trampling, and we get the first one. Okay, so against this kind of decks, we should not sideboard anything. I'm wondering about breath weapons or the land destruction because they have a relatively slow. But let's try game 2 without any. Mulligan due to no lands. We keep. The question here is, do we put down the Quirion or one end? I think the Quirion is the answer. I might be wrong because we need one end. Okay, as often happens. Put on the bottom of the library that turned into the top of the library. Okay, luckily they have once again a kind of slow start. We put here the Quirion out just for bait. Let's see if they kill it. They do not kill it. Let's see if they miss the third land. Seems so. So we now have 4 mana. They did have the third. Okay. Oh, yeah. So here we are forced to develop our board. I don't think the Axebane is going to survive. But in this way we have some mana for next turn. We go to 12, they will probably Madress out Fiery Temper. No, just a Lightning Bolt. Okay. We have only 5 mana next turn, which is not ideal because we need to gain life. So we start with Winding Way. Okay. Then we play another Winding Way. And we hope to survive, which is definitely not obvious. Okay. So we binned 3 lands and 1 Winding Way. The problem is we did not find a mana generator. So we are probably going to be dead. They have a huge amount. Okay. They have a big amount of tapped lands. But I cannot think of anything to substitute. So if we don't die, that's fine, friend. We are just going to play the worm. which represents both blocker and the same life gain as playing one of the disciples. Let's see if they kill the Quirion. They do not. Okay. They keep discarding land, so they are flooded probably. See if they suck. No, discard. Okay, is the second or the third arm of the veins? Second one. Okay. So we have a total of 7 mana. I think we just lead first. Okay. We have a huge amount of things. Okay, so we now have a little more mana. The problem is, how likely are we to die if we just develop? I don't know, but I don't want to risk. So we take a few life, or yeah, okay, that's fine. We still take 3 lives, and we put down the tuck. Again, 2 lands. Another imp is fine. They only have 3 cards in hand and not much else. So here we have 6 mana, so we just deploy all the defenders. We attack. I think before I forgot to attack. Okay, 9. So we are at 7 virtually. Let's see if we are. This is the third lightning bolt. It should be unlikely, but I might have messed up. No, they sacrifice. The third arm of the veins. Now it's scary. The fourth lightning bolt. We have the land. Yes. We messed up this game. We once again took the cardinal sin not to gain life when we could. They were kind of lucky because in the first half of the deck they had 3 Alms and 4 Lightning Bolts and 3 Deserts, but this was an error on my side. Okay. I made these mistakes so many times. Hmm. So I think we Magal League on this one. Okay, this one is so much better. And we can even put down the Tinder one. So as usual, misplays on my part are plenty. Even though it was not super likely to lose in that spot. But we didn't have to take the risk. Now here the bad thing is duress, but I hope they do not have it. Okay. So here we develop a little more, and now please creatures. Okay. Now we have a reasonable situation. So next turn we have 10 mana that allow us for double Sagu or something else depending on what we draw. Okay, in this way we have 9 mana, which we don't care about, so we just double Sagu. If they bolt the Sagu is fine. We are back to 19. They do have the bolt as expected. So the second Sagu basically saved us a lot of life because three from the bolt, and we just took the attack. So we are back to 14. Okay. So here we start doing things. We start attacking, then we go Axebane into Bramble, and we are back to 19 once again. Second arms. So we need to take track mostly of their, let's call bug spells, because it's unlikely they are attacking us through the air. Okay, so here we can go really on the attack. And they kill the Sagu. Yeah, which is super good. So this is 4 and 3, 7. and 4-8. And we pass the turn with lethal, presenting lethal, and they concede. Okay, so we win again one of the matches we prepared the deck for, even though I misplayed and I deservedly lost game 2. So yeah, the main deck is working also because in the last 3 matches we didn't sideboard at all. We are 3-1. Let's see if we can get the usual 4-1. Last match for the league against Thraben26, who is a known player. We are on the draw and we must mulligan. A second, sorry. Okay. This and this. Okay. We are bottoming out one of the crushing drawbridges. And then depending on the land they play. Oh, it's again land. Blue. Okay, so I wanted to test against. Yeah, we are just. Let's see if they have the spell pierce. No. Against red decks, and we found 4 blue decks. Let's see if it's Faeries or Terror. Or something else. Ah, I tied. Okay, I tied. Game 1, we are dead. So we can now see if the Ponza plan will work. So here we just keep playing things. Next turn we have 5 mana. We can start attacking, but most likely we are going to be dead. High Tide is, I would say, probably an impossible matchup for us, unless really the Punza part works, which I don't believe to be the case, to be honest. So now they start doing their really boring thing, and we will just stay there looking at the screen. Okay, I don't know if I could accelerate or concede, but there is the very unlikely possibility they fizzle. I think we concede. I have no patience, and I just really don't care about possibly winning because they fizzle, which seems to be very unlikely. So now we put in our land destruction spells. One thing that we could consider giving the 14 rules could be also some form of pyroblast or things like that. Anyhow, we put out. I'm not sure if we want. Okay, first of all, we put in all the land destruction spells. We keep the curve relatively low. And yeah, we remove just for mana cost. Let's see if there is something we can remove. Instead of the Brambleworm, these are lands. I think the Brambleworm. But we might have not enough creatures to seal the deal with one Warlords. No, Warlords. Ah, duck. Let's see. Okay, all of these things we need for. Yeah, let's try this way. Now we should mulligan to have a land destruction spell, which we fail to find. But the end is good, so we try to keep it. Also because we are not going to be able to, in most of the cases, to play the land destruction spell turn 2. So we have 2 shots at drawing it. And instead we draw the worm. Now we need one of the 7 land destruction spells, please. Nothing. So we keep putting out lands. But I fear we lost the spot. Which is okay, high tide has to be banned sooner or later. Especially in paper, is a problem time-wise, meaning the high tide player just uses all of the clock. But okay, we get it. But for us, is really, I mean, it's a too strong combination for Pauper, in my opinion. So yeah, let's see if they want to counter this thing. They do not. Did we mill? Okay, we milled, of course, one of our land destruction spells. I want them to do something, so to try the thermocast. Okay. We could actually, I don't know, side out the winding ways in these land destruction matchups. Now we really hope they do not have another land. They do have it. And they go for it anyhow. So we tried. Now we will just make the time go. They have 2 cards. What they are doing? I mean, pieces of the puzzle. What did they find? merchant scroll. So they take, okay. The merchant for peer. Do they have the puppetry? The last card. Okay, yes. They had the puppetry. So we know their own hand, but they do not have much mana. No, no, they have the hidden strings. Okay, let's see. But most likely we are dead. They did have 2 snaps, right? Yeah, they now have double puppetry. Let's see if they whiff. Triple puppetry. And this is already the second or the third ideas. Second, yeah. It's very unlikely they can fizzle. I mean, this thing is boring even on our side, and I love to play the arcane, let's say, deck when we had to rely on land enchantment and it was super convoluted. In this way, it's just too effective. I just concede, I don't care. This combo has to go, I hope. Anyway, we 3-2'd the league. We got some good information. The deck played as expected against the main target. The doubt we had about the sideboarding with the uh, breath weapons only instead of a mix of them and scattershot indeed turned out to be a problem against Faeries, even though the draws were not really good for us versus them, but I think we might need at least one scattershot in the sideboard, possibly two. So going back to the split 2-2. Against High Tide, we basically die. We know, and we accept it. The game 2, even a single undestruction spell made it relatively close, because the thing is that we need to deny them of multiple lands. So we could have to aggressively mulliganing, maybe, not sure, or try to play Pyroblasts, but to be honest, I don't care. I prefer to just lose the matchup. So we have a positive league. We misplayed as usual. We complained a little as well. So usual stuff. I'm glad to be back, and see you for the next video. Ciao.